Amen. Yes.
He stands
Thank you. Yes.
5 days a week
What's up, fam?
at one of the loudest intersections in town. Doesn't take long to realize
All right.
he's the reason for the noise.
Amigo. Gracias.
He's a walking ad for a local car wash,
See you at the car wash real soon, my friend.
spreading goodwill
God blessing on you, sir.
and gratitude.
Thank you, yes.
Sparkling maybe more than the company name he wears.
You gotta tell people all the time, don't let anyone ruin your day. All right, Kentucky American water! That's right.
Daryl knows that, like himself, every person he waves to has a past. Daryl's past is darker than others. It's one he doesn't talk about. He doesn't even like to give his last name.
Just when you think there's no hope, there's hope. God always give you a way to escape. Just thank God I'm able to work, because I was homeless at one time before I came here.
Actions in his past led to homelessness,
Hey man, how you doing?
and he ended up sleeping beside an intersection
All right.
far different than the one where he now works.
Each one of these guys will get a number when they walk in. At 9 o'clock, they pass out the air mattress or mat.
Daryl spent days looking for a job and nights looking for a place to sleep inside the community inn.
Because it was cold back when I started. The line would be so long, I'd be way up past the stairs. But I knew I was getting in, so I just had to be patient.
His patience paid off.
Told me that they was hiring at Mr. Sparkle. I said, do you want to go? I said, yes. It's the job,
But you've never done car washing or anything?
No.
People still remember Daryl as the man who wouldn't stop searching for a job.
Hey, bro.
What's up, bro?
How you doing?
Doing here, man? I honk at you every day on
Yo, man, I be missing you,
A
man.
lot of people come in here and want to sit around and just wait around. He wasn't one of them people. He said, I know this ain't the place for me. And next thing you know, I started driving down Richmond Road. I said, that's that guy.
Daryl hasn't had to sleep at the community inn for about a year now.
So every time I see him, VB.
He's got a car, a place of his own, and a job.
Yeah, it's just,
Success story. I love it.
I look at it as a job. No shame at all. Honest living.
In Lexington, Kristen Kennedy.
People who live and work in Nicholasville can mark the passage of the day by the chimes that ring from the courthouse tower. Every hour on the hour. With a trusted timepiece that becomes so familiar, no one gives it much thought. That is, until time stands still.
Some people watch them religiously, and Johnny on the spot, they gotta get the thing fixed quickly, or whoever's in charge of maintenance will hear about it. Clock man.
Hey, clock man. Come in.
Can we go on up? Okay, good.
David Neal is the man who goes up when the clocks go down.
Anytime you go in these old towers, make sure you have plenty of flashlights. I've got 3 on me as we speak.
About 15 years ago, with no training whatsoever,
No, it does fit great.
Neal took it upon himself to inspect a stopped clock in his hometown of Stanford. In no time, he turned it into a well-oiled machine.
Hardcore purists will say clock oil all the way. They all evaporate.
Then he noticed the Boyle County clock was out, fixed it, then Pulaski. And now he's worked on about a third of the 120 courthouses in Kentucky.
Trial and error. I'm naturally mechanical, thank goodness.
It's a job with many levels.
No room for the faint-hearted.
He reaches the clock itself first, which is smaller than you may think.
In its heyday, this thing was cool. It's still cool.
This work takes Neal back
It is April 15th, 1879.
to the days before electricity, when the clocks ran by springs and pendulums. Get him wound up and he'll tick off an alarming amount of facts about clocks.
This big rascal is a fan. This would just sit there, tick, tock. Rack and snail systems.
Most of these clocks were made in the mid to late 1800s, so about the only place you would find replacement parts would be a museum. Therefore, David has to make a lot of the parts himself. Twice a year, he comes up here to clean off the grime, grease the gears, and wait for the top of the hour to check for accuracy.
Getting close. You know what that monkey said when he cut his tail off? Won't be long now.
This day, the clock is off 6 seconds.
Most people wouldn't care if they had a minute or two off, but it's my job. I gotta care.
Next level,
Shall we go onward?
outside with the bell.
Still got a pretty ring too.
And higher still,
You can't have much gravity in your blood if you're going to do this stuff.
to behind the faces.
I got to get you high enough. You'll probably have to get on this ladder.
4 of them controlled by one assembly. Neil says most people envision this as dangerous work. But it's not the heights that bother him. His enemies are bees, rickety ladders, and rotten boards.
That's pretty soft wood right there.
Sometimes he goes to a 4th level,
You guys scared of snakes?
not because he has to, but just for the view.
I doubt there's one up here, but I just thought I would ask.
And here you have to wonder if someday there won't be anybody to keep these clocks in tick-tock shape.
Yeah, it does bother me because what's going to happen, your larger companies, they don't want to fix them. They want to sell you a new clock, and it's going to be a 20-year clock. That just seems like what everything wants to last these days is 20 years. When these, they were made to last at least 100 years. They'll do that quite rarely. This one's already done that.
So the next time you pass the Kentucky courthouse, look up. If things are working in a timely manner, chances are the clock man has been there.
Life isn't a matter of miracles,
I see what to do.
but of moments.
I get you forced to get on the fan to go up that.
For 7-year-old Kelly Melton,
First she was a gorilla,
these
actually an ape,
are fun, carefree moments.
but then he turned into a cute little bunny.
Moments that have been hard to come by over the past 6 months.
He had fell asleep in school a couple of times, which is something Kelly wouldn't do.
On November the 8th, 2012, Kelly's mom took him to the doctor with an ear infection. There, a nurse discovered something more.
Something just wasn't right. He was looking pale, so she ran a blood test and came back that it was leukemia.
Acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Cancer.
Slip your shoes off.
Didn't know a whole lot about it. You know, I'd heard kids and adults get it, but I had no idea how many until we got up here, and it's just very hard.
You guys should never get cancer.
I think he understands to the point
Yeah, because that stuff is cold.
Right
that
there.
there are times he doesn't feel good,
It's cold.
that he's tired, and of course he's lost his hair. But other than that, he'll just tell you, I have leukemia.
But in a world of social media, even cancer can be battled with friends.
Best friend Ariel made him a Facebook page called Kicking It for Kelly. It started Martavius Nellums. And he got on there and looked at it. Immediately, within a couple of days, Martavius was at the hospital with Kelly.
Now this is a real game-worn jersey.
I can do this every day.
Now say something to Martavius because I'm recording.
Go UK!
And the hospital visits continued. From other members of the UK football team, including head coach Mark Stoops. He even formed a friendship with the biggest Wildcat of them all.
What's Nerland's like?
We all just can imagine. And he's pretty tall.
On May the 4th, Nerland's took Kelly as his special guest to the Kentucky Derby.
I already know my number.
What's your number?
Number 3, the blue one.
He doesn't look at them as athletes. He doesn't care that Nerland's is 7 foot tall and a basketball player. He doesn't look at it that way. Coach Stoops, even though he calls him Coach Stoops, he's just a man who has come to see me and spend time with me and talk to me.
But even the support of the Big Blue Nation
I went to their locker room 2 times.
and the unfailing spirit of a little boy
No, not yet.
What? I've got to feel. Get that hand down there. Get that.
can't numb the sting of needles
I'm going to count. Kelly, I'm going to count.
and the cruelness of chemo.
There.
Oh, I heard it.
Me and him were talking, and I just started crying.
Oh, every other time it hurts. I just
Oh, it
don't
does?
say it.
You know, that's my little boy. And he said, Dad, why are you crying? And I said, well, I'm worried about you, bud. And he's like, don't worry about me. He said, I'm going to beat this. And he said, if I don't, he said, I go home to Jesus.
I told my dad one day that I would kick this, and if I don't, I go to God. So we named it Kicking It for Kelly.
So you're trying to kick cancer.
I'm going to kick it in the butt.